Oh, oh, oh. I think that's what he does, something like that. What is going on? What the fuck? Someone here?
Why is there a random recliner in the middle of the woods?
Uploaded on October 9th, 2025, this video from the Outdoor Gear Review features Luke, known for testing outdoor gear and braving real storms. This time, he returns to North Carolina's Green Forest, a place drenched by constant rain and uneasy silence. On his previous visit, strange noises and a sudden crash left him disturbed. Now beneath gray skies and distant thunder, he's back to uncover what he missed.
This tree here is about 20 feet long. I can barely lift the rooted end. I'm not able to carry the entire tree. I could drag it a short distance, but even that would be difficult. The thing is, that morning when I came up to this tree, there were no drag marks on the ground. There were no holes in the ground where the tree was and then fell over. Looking at the roots here, you can see there's no dirt on them, meaning that this tree had been uprooted for a long time. Then somehow, this thing ended up here. I wish I could tell you all how this happened, but I do not have an explanation. What did I just find here? That's interesting, everyone. That is a tree marker used by scientists and whatnot to monitor tree growth and other conditions. That means this area was being studied for something. What's interesting though, there's only one marker. I've not seen any more. Usually when you find one, you'll find like a million of them. That is pretty unusual, to be honest.
As the rain lets up, Luke heads toward a fallen tree, the same one that blocked his path last time. It's enormous, nearly 20 feet long, resting perfectly across the trail. The roots are dry, clean, and untouched by mud. There are no drag marks, no torn soil, no sign that it fell naturally. Somehow, it had been placed there. He scans the forest, describing it as dense and suffocating, a maze of spruce and moss that hides anything beyond a few feet. He finds a scientific marker nailed to a trunk, likely for tracking growth, but there's only one. No pattern, no others nearby.
Because of all of these ferns. Tell me, folks, tell me this is not a green forest. So this just caught my attention here. Look at how this moss has been torn off of this tree. That's a pretty good size scrape, larger than my hand by a bit. We got some deer tracks going through here. I don't see anything, but I definitely heard something. It could literally be right over there and we wouldn't see it. And again, it's because this forest is so thick, so dense. I could have swore I heard something walking through the forest. It came from over here. Let's go check it out. When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. That tells me that something else is out here with me. Or there's a change in the weather, possibly a storm coming or something like that. Both can influence basically the noises that you hear in the forest. Completely silent.
The deeper he walks, the stranger the atmosphere becomes. The vegetation thickens, pressing in on all sides. Every sound seems to vanish before it travels. Luke then spots claw marks, long, wide, and far larger than his hand. The camera lingers, showing the wet grooves glistening in the dim light. Then faint footsteps. Luke freezes, listening. It's not wind. It's not rain. Slow, deliberate steps echo between the trees, and then nothing. The silence that follows feels heavier than the sound itself. The forest goes completely still, the kind of stillness that makes the air tighten. He whispers that even the birds have stopped singing.
I am now hearing quite a bit of thunder from the north, and it concerns me. I could be completely wrong. I don't have cell phone service, but without a doubt, there's a thunderstorm out there, and based upon what I see with the clouds here, it's coming this way. I'm hearing something. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it sounds like footsteps. A tree just came down. It sounded like footsteps and like cracking wood. I think I just saw something move way back behind those trees. I am positive I saw something. We will hike over there once I'm finished up with lunch here. Unfortunately, everything in this forest is fallen and broken, so finding the exact spot may not be easy. Maybe it will be, but there's a possibility it won't.
By late afternoon, thunder rumbles from the south as fog rolls between the trees. Luke quickly sets up his tarp shelter before the storm hits. Rain starts to fall, tapping lightly against the fabric. Then a sharp crack cuts through the air. A tree crashes nearby. Luke turns the camera and catches movement deep between the trunks before it fades into the fog. When the forest quiets again, he sits by his camp, brushing away flies. The forest feels alive, wet breathing, watching. Then a dull thud breaks the calm, like something heavy moving through the soaked ground as lightning flashes overhead. Viewers later shared mixed theories. Some blamed weather and geology quartz vibration storm silence or shifting soil. Others pointed out that trees don't move on their own, and footsteps don't echo like that. A few warned that green forest might hide more than animals. As lightning strikes again, Luke packs up, vowing to return with trail cameras. If it wasn't the storm or an animal, what was pacing around his camp in the fog? Uploaded on June 23, 2025, this video was posted by Exploring with Angelo, a channel recognized for authentic outdoor adventures and paranormal investigations. In this upload, Angelo, his friend Lomar, and his dog Kia venture deep into the remote mountains of Nova Scotia, Canada, an area long tied to strange noises and rumored Bigfoot encounters. What starts as a simple, overnight camp quickly becomes something much more unsettling.
I think that was the last rough trail that we had to drive down. Yeah, so we have the tarp going around, and should have that set up in a few moments. And then I'm gonna definitely light up the cooker because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Now what you're gonna want to do is put it on the hottest spot so it sears, which is basically right there. Got a pretty good sear so far on one side. These sausages are cooking fast. Lomar was explaining the story. So you said there was 2 sightings or just one? 1902 and then 2019?
Yeah, there was one. There's a few in the area, I know that.
Okay.
One of them was in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, so as he was saying, there was one apparently that was seen along like the side of one of the roads in this area. Then what was it? Ran over the mountain and then into the valley?
It ran over the guardrail.
Oh,
into here.
into here. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility that a Bigfoot is living out here, and who knows what the hell else could possibly be out here. You never really know. There have been rumors of this place being haunted as well, so sightings of apparitions and noises and all sorts of weird things.
The footage begins with soft knocks, low groans, and distant growls echoing through the woods. Angelo explains that they've entered a place known for its long history of unexplained events. The weather is wet and cold. Driving down slick dirt roads, the forest thickens branches, scraping along their vehicles. After searching for a clearing, they set up camp hanging a tarp between two cars to block the rain. They collect damp firewood and manage to get a small flame going. Dinner consists of New York strip steak and spicy Italian sausage cooked over the open fire. The rain continues, but the atmosphere stays relaxed. Angelo sprinkles salt, pepper, and garlic over his meal, while Kia waits nearby. After eating, they share coffee and talk about previous Bigfoot reports from the region. One from 1902 and another in 2019, each describing a large creature moving through fences and crossing roads.
Oh, it looks pretty abandoned, I think. Actually, it looks like they're kind of doing something on the inside. Huh. Hello? Anybody here? Yeah, I don't know if anybody actually like lives here. It could just be like a hunting shack or something. It starts freaking pouring. What was that? Okay, I just heard something. It sounded like something metal. Okay. Alright, somebody explain how that just happened. That, like, metal bucket-looking thing is now on the ground. What the f***? Someone here? I could have sworn that was, like, I'm pretty sure that was, like, right there in front of the door. Hello? It's creepy. Oh, I hear something. What is that? I'm hearing something back there. Weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and put that back. I don't know how the hell that went flying, but...
Later, Angelo decides to explore a nearby cabin. The trail is muddy and the rain cuts his visibility short. When he reaches the porch, a sudden metallic bang shatters the quiet. A heavy bucket crashes to the ground. He scans the area but finds no one. The bucket, he notes, is too heavy to fall by itself. As the rainfall worsens, he heads back to camp.
You're moaning? Okay, now I'm hearing another one from a different...
Yeah, what is that, dude?
The campers claim to have heard bizarre whooping calls and knocking sounds at night. Found a trail of large prints crossing a hiking path. No visual sighting, but audio was allegedly recorded but not released public. You hear that?
What the...
Bigfoot? Or whatever the hell that made that sound? That sounded very unnatural. It's so dark and hazy out here. Oh, oh, oh. I think that's what he does, something like that. Oh? Booga booga booga? I don't see nothing. I don't know, maybe that was actually a Bigfoot just now. I mean, we keep hearing something. I've never heard anything quite like that before. Okay, I just heard another knock. Oh, I think I just saw eyes over there. That was just me, guys. What the hell? Something just whistled exactly the way I did it. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna backtrack for a moment. I keep hearing something. Okay, let's just start making our way back. Screw this. Okay, that was just that howling again. Okay. I'm waiting to see if we hear anything else at this point. but I'm kind of ready to just start backtracking. Just go get back to camp and get out of this damn rain. Oh. What was that? I swear that... What is that? Oh, 3 knocks. What is going on?
Not long after new noises emerge. Long, distant howls echo through the forest, followed by sharp, rhythmic knocks. Kia tenses up. Angelo and Lomar listen carefully, trying to pinpoint the source. The sounds don't match any known animal in the region. Angelo steps out from under the tarp with his flashlight and camera, calling the noises unnatural. In the dark, 2 eyes reflect his light. He whistles once, and something whistles back.
You good?
Yeah.
What happened?
Some weird sounds, really.
Yeah, I also heard some weird sounds too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like unhuman type of sounds. It was
Like moaning? I heard
something
like
in distress.
oh, like I heard some really weird like moaning that I've legit like never heard before. So what do you think? What do you think's out here?
In this spot,
Do you think there's a Bigfoot still out here?
I think there's a creature though. I don't think it may not be a Bigfoot, but there might be like a cryptid or a creature like lingering. Like,
I mean, there's got to be something out here. Those were not like normal noises. We definitely heard something out here. I can't definitively say whether that was or was not Bigfoot. It very well could have been. I don't really know. We were actually gonna sleep here tonight, but seeing as how it's so muddy now, like literally everywhere we step, it's just gross. So we're gonna pack it in and head back. But it was definitely a good adventure. We camped out for a long time.
Back under the tarp, the storm intensifies. Angelo turns on a spirit box. Static fills the air before clear words break through horrific. Hunt. Wild beast. The 2 men exchange glances but keep filming. Soon 3 heavy knocks echo in the distance. The downpour grows stronger and the forest falls silent again. By morning, the camp is soaked in thick mud. They eat what remains of their food and pack up. Angelo admits he can't explain what they heard but insists it was real. Viewers were split. Some blamed the weather or local wildlife, while others pointed to the falling bucket, the returning whistle, and the triple knocks. An unnoticed axe at 4732 caught attention later. A few compared the growl to recorded Sasquatch sounds, warning that Nova Scotia sightings tend to be hostile. Angelo later mentioned he might revisit once conditions improve, but the mystery remains what caused the heavy knocks, the eerie howls, and the voice calling itself a wild beast. If it wasn't the storm, then what was it? Uploaded on December 11th, 2021. This video is from Trent the Traveler, a YouTuber recognized for sharing his solo van life adventures across the US. Alongside his dog Millie, he roams from forest to forest, camping, cooking by the fire, and finding joy in solitude. But in this episode, what begins as a calm night alone deep in the woods turns quietly unsettling.
So anyway, I'm gonna find some wood here for the fire. This seems like a really good solid stick that'll burn nice and great. This is just a nice little good old-fashioned pine wood. Millie, can you please help me find some sticks? I am having trouble right now. I need more sticks like this. Can you help me find more sticks? You gotta get some dead leaves off the ground. Make sure though, they are dead and dry. I'm being so loud right now. So you wanna take a big old clump of these bad boys, light your lighter, and let the world burn. Okay, the sun has officially set, and now I am amongst the darkness of this forest, all alone, trying to gather some firewood. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's kind of spooky. You start hearing noises. If you listen for too long, you start seeing things move. If you stare for too long, what is that? Okay, that looks weird. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Why is there a random recliner in the middle of the woods? Okay, there was just a weird humming that I heard.
It opens with Trent parking his van deep within a national forest. As daylight fades, he gathers firewood, laughing about how peaceful the place feels. Then, his flashlight lands on something odd, an old recliner half buried in leaves yet standing perfectly upright in the middle of the forest. He pauses, then jokes that it's a ghost's throne.
Going for us? I blame this on you? Okay, there we go. Now we got a good fire going again. You know, believe it or not, but building and maintaining a good fire, I am going to dry this tofu out. And the way we do that, we just put a little daggum, what's this called? A towel, freak. You can put a towel down, put your tofu down, and you want to wrap it up. Just give it a nice little squish. Oh, dang, she boiling already. Okay, chill. I'm gonna be snacking on these peppers, you know what I'm saying? They're good. I just heard something outside. Hello? Hello? I could have sworn I just heard something outside. Millie, can you go check on that for me, please? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. You know, as long as it doesn't happen again. Whoever's out there, I'm making dinner if you want any. Just come on in. Oh! Woo!
Back at camp, he cooks tofu and rice inside the van, leaving the door wide open as light spills into the trees. Millie sits nearby, ears perked. Suddenly, a loud thud echoes outside. The camera jolts slightly, and Trent freezes. He chuckles it off, saying, "If someone's out there, come have dinner." But no response comes.
Ooh, girl, here we go. It is a night full of gaming. Got some WoW booted up, ready to game with a delicious meal. Look at that. Look at that beautiful meal right there. It's basic, but I guarantee you it is tasty.
Only silence, thick and still. Later, as the fire outside dies, he plays World of Warcraft on his laptop. Eventually, he says it's bedtime. The van door still cracked open. The screen fades to black, but the forest remains alive, whispering beyond view. The comments section quickly divides. Many criticize his open van, and bare windows get blackout curtains, one writes. A retired officer warns, "It's not ghosts you should worry about." Others point out strange visuals. A moving ceiling shadow, a pale orb drifting near the camera. Some praise his calm. He just kept cooking. Trent never acknowledges anything strange. Yet viewers share stories of their own footsteps around tents, faint voices in the dark faces glimpsed through glass. So which is it? Just nerves playing tricks? Or something still waiting out there? Uploaded on June 22nd, 2025 by British YouTuber Ads from Ads Uncut. This video documents his overnight stay inside the West Midlands Safari Park in the UK. Known for laid-back travel vlogs, Ads decided to test his comfort zone, spending a night just a few feet from lions. But as daylight faded, the peaceful luxury began to feel oddly unsettling. Ads starts the day driving into the sprawling West Midlands Safari Park, surrounded by rolling green hills and distant animal calls. His accommodation for the night is Kruger Lodge, one of the park's most exclusive stays, a glass-walled suite built right next to the lion habitat.
Whereas in my master bedroom, there is no gap whatsoever. My feet, or maybe even my head if I choose to sleep at this end, are literally going to be next to the lions. Oh wait, I've seen one. There's a lion. He's chilling up there in the shade. Okay, that makes a lot of sense as to why they're not all out. Obviously, they don't like sitting in the heat of the sun. So later on when the sun goes down, that should be our opportunity to have them around here. It's a shame he hasn't come down into this patch of shade down here though. That would be incredible if he was right there. But yeah, this is unbelievable. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm extremely hot. I need to take some of these layers off and just chill out for a little bit on the bed. I will have the camera at the ready, so if anything comes along, obviously I'll show you that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to chill out for about 30 to 37 minutes. I am back in the room. I'm feeling refreshed. Do you know what? I've been absolutely loving laying in that bed, looking out here at the lions. One of them's so funny, right? He keeps moving positions and he just wanders along a few paces and then he just drops to the floor like he's been shot. So that's been making me laugh. And at one point he'd had enough of being in the shade. He wanted a bit of sun. So he stepped out, flopped down again.
After checking in, he strolls through the park filming rhinos, elephants, and hippos under the warm afternoon sun. When he finally reaches the White Lion Lodge, the camera pauses. 2 lions rest just beyond the glass, their eyes locked on him as he records. Later inside the room, he notices long claw marks running down the glass wall. The staff had mentioned it before. Sometimes the lions paw at the barrier, testing its strength. He laughs it off, though his tone drops slightly as he runs his hand along one of the scratches.
That's probably about as far as my explanation of the culinary delight goes. I gave it another blast in the microwave, and I gotta be honest, that was actually incredible. Compliments to the chef. That chicken was amazing. But this is the bit I'm mainly looking forward to, the banoffee pie, which I've just fully enjoyed consuming on my swinging chair, and now I've cracked open another ice cold beer. There's only one thing left to do, and that is kick back, relax, and wait for my lion friends to approach. Mayday, mayday, the lion is on the move. I've just been doing a bit of work on the laptop, but he's on the move and I can actually hear him roaring out there. I don't know if you can hear him. He's over the back there. God, that is amazing. Look at that. You can see the scratches so clearly now. Look how many there are. Literally, I cannot wait. If that happens, I'm going to be so excited. Right, I'm back in my room now. I've got the best vantage point. What the hell is going on? Is that alright? Yeah. Right. Where were we? I'm back in my room. I've got the best vantage point of the one that's down the edge there, and I can still see the ones that are at the top. So I'm going to continue doing my work, but do not worry, we will not miss a thing. Okay, we've got one of the ones from the top coming down to join his little mate. He's been roaring at him, and that was obviously a signal to come on over.
Evening settles quietly. He heats up a pre-packed meal, pours a drink, and sits near the window just as the first roar echoes through the air. Outside, a lion moves slowly through the dim light illuminated by the glow from his room. It steps closer, pressing its nose to the glass, its breath misting the window. Hours later, the park falls silent. Then faintly comes the sound of slow, heavy breathing just outside.
I cannot believe how close he is. Look at it. Right, there's literally a lion right here. This is insane. Where's my other camera? Okay, we have finally got the wish. The lion is right there. So I know you can't see me very well, but I'm keeping the lights off in case another one comes. Basically, I was sat there, I didn't have any chance to get the camera properly or anything because he come straight past the glass. He wasn't like, he didn't come down from far. I don't know how he got round the back. Maybe it's a different one. Maybe it's not part of the free. He can be staring at me when I sleep, licking his lips and dreaming of feasting upon my pancreas. But that is what I signed up for, and I absolutely love the idea of it, to be honest. It's going to be so weird if I open my eyes and there's just a massive silhouette staring at me. But that's the kitchen lights out. The last one to turn out is the bedroom light, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, people. It's currently 9 AM, but I did get up at 4:30 AM, and I do have some incredible videos as evidence. The lions at the moment, they're just chilling up the back there. But it's 9 AM, checkout is in an hour.
At dawn, golden light washes across the field, and a lion stands motionless, only feet away, staring in silence. The moment feels tense, unreal, as if time itself has stopped. Viewers later noted how Ads' voice subtly changed whenever the lions approached. Some admired his composure. Others thought he was concealing nervousness. A few even questioned whether the glass had ever been tested against a lion's full strength. Ads called it one of his best experiences, yet he hasn't stayed beside predators since. Maybe it wasn't fear that stopped him from returning. Maybe after seeing a lion that closed the quiet that follows, never feels peaceful again. On February 15th, 2020, the YouTube channel High Gear, known for raw off-road and dirt bike encounters, released one of its most chaotic videos to date. The footage follows a solo rider named Vladimir during what began as a calm afternoon ride until a sudden confrontation with two locals turned it into a heated dispute. The video opens quietly, the steady hum of the engine, the sound of wind, and a long stretch of open green field. Vladimir stops briefly before two men appear.
All the people are around. Here it comes very. Oh, what a nice bike, man. Unexplained. Very, very. Right there. There is some people. Ra. Kaj? Kaj je narobe? Saj ne delamo škode, saj sred zime.
Pa trava še zmer pizda.
Ja, to ne kosijo zdaj kmeti, veš, to je še lepo, gleda, ne.
Ti riješ tukaj zemljo, posebno že.
Nisem. Prav greš pogledat, vse, a je tvoje drugače?
Je lik moja, ampak ima veze.
Ja.
Ja, ne moreš kako se tukaj fulja.
Zakaj ne?
Kaj ni tvoje?
Ja, mislim, saj če ni škode, ni panike, ali?
Stari.
Da ne grem,
zabavaj se.
bom jaz šel počasi, prav. Dober, v redu. Kaj vidva drugače?
Ti spizdi.
A sta drva sekala, a?
A? Kaj? Ajde, kako me bavati? Ja, sej gre.
Kjere budale, klop. In kje on šul?
Walking toward him with sharp, angry voices. Within moments, one of them kicks his dirt bike to the ground. Trying to remain composed, Vladimir lifts it up and rides away through a forest trail. On-screen captions mock the men as angry, jobless thugs and grass huggers. For a short while, it seems like the tension has faded. But soon he runs into them again, standing in his path, visibly angrier than before.
Hej, Fazikaro, proklet debil, kaj s tabo, model?
Pa ne vem,
Si profuknen. Daj poberite se, pejte kaj delat, model, kaj z vami? Človek se ne more zabavati tukaj, ali kaj? Pizdaj, beš, pizdita, model.
And his name is John Cena!
Tvoj prijatelj se panupa, a?
Bruh.
Sam dajte, daj umer ga, pač ti magar. Čilite se. Pejt stran, model, lega.
ti beš.
Spizdite.
Spizdi preden te razbija.
Model,
Ej,
odmaknem ga, da lahko jaz grem in to je to. Model. Profuknem si, model.
They begin arguing about the land. One man yells that Vladimir is ruining the grass, while he insists he's not doing any harm, pointing out that it's winter and the ground is frozen. Their voices overlap, growing louder as tempers flare. The men step closer, and Vladimir decides to leave before things escalate. But as he turns back toward the open field, both men move in surrounding him. He tries to accelerate, but the bike slips and falls. The GoPro shakes violently as one man lunges forward, trying to grab him. The shouting intensifies. A brief scuffle follows the footage, blurs into chaos, filled with the roar of the engine, scuffling sounds, and heavy breathing. The men yell for him to leave. Vladimir mutters something under his breath, starts the bike again, and speeds into the forest, leaving the confrontation behind. Viewers were split. Some argued Vladimir trespassed and provoked the locals, while others felt the men went too far. One comment summed it up best: "You can't fistfight someone wearing a helmet and armor." Vladimir never addressed the encounter again. and the video ended without further explanation. Whether it was just a dispute over land or something more personal remains uncertain. A fleeting moment of anger that could have ended much worse. Uploaded on May 16, 2025 by the Trek Planner, a channel known for exploring ancient ruins, forgotten trails, and remote canyons across the American Southwest. In this episode, Jeff follows his instincts deep into an isolated canyon, searching for signs of early human life. What begins as a calm exploration soon turns unsettling, leaving viewers questioning what he truly uncovered out there. Jeff starts his journey at sunrise, hiking across rugged desert terrain, guided only by GPS and intuition. The canyon stretches endlessly, surrounded by towering red walls that look untouched for centuries. Hoping to locate ancient carvings, he launches his drone to scan the cliffs for petroglyphs or pictographs.
Well, none of that turned up anything. So I think I'm just gonna go all the way to my destination and maybe on the way back explore this stuff, but that's what I'm gonna do. Lots of rock art. There's water here, so that tells me a good indicator that there could be that stuff, but just not seeing it.
After hours of searching, he spots faint markings, possibly human-made or maybe just mineral stains. Still, it's enough reason to keep going. As he moves deeper, the silence grows heavier. Then a sudden boom echoes through the canyon. Startled, Jeff looks around. No smoke, no movement. Only the wind cutting through the rocks.
So something that got me a little spooked was I was flying the drone down there, maybe, I don't know, 400 feet or so, and I heard this really loud, like, boom, boom. And it came from like up this direction, and I thought it was like a cow like stomping or something. And so I dismissed it. And then as the drone, I was flying the drone, and I heard it again. I was like, doom, doom. And trying to figure out what would make that sound. There's no trails on top of this butte right here. So I heard it from like over here somewhere. And I flew the drone over there. I didn't see anything, didn't see any cows, didn't see anything, any movement or nothing. So I'm wondering if it's like something that came from above. I don't know, but it freaked me out. Like, what can make a sound like that in the desert? So I'm not going up this canyon. It's the Drum Canyon.
He presses on and enters a narrow side canyon where he discovers old inscriptions, names carved decades ago, including Jackie was here, 1967. The traces of human presence linger, yet something feels wrong. As the sun begins to set, he returns to his bike, only to find the tire completely flat.
Oh, thank goodness you're still here. That's the best part, is I rode out here with pedal assist, and I didn't even bring down one tick in my battery. So now that I'm really tired, I'm just gonna throttle it the entire way home. So yeah, it's gonna feel great. I thought I was done with this adventure, but then something happened. Okay, so the craziest thing happened. So I got back to my bike, my tire was flat. So I was spending a couple of minutes, putting in the sealant and stuff, and all of a sudden I hear like this low rumble, and I'm like, oh no, what next? And I look in the distance and I see this dust cloud. I'm like, oh, somebody's coming. So this truck pulls up and he's like, whoa. He's like, I wasn't expecting anybody out here. And I was like, me neither. He's like, is anybody out here today? I'm like, no, nobody. He's like, whoa, what were you doing? And I was telling him, like, trying to solve a mystery. And he's like, were you hiking up any of these canyons? I was like, yeah, I went up that one, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, how far did you go up this one? And I'm like, pretty far, until the vegetation, was a little too much for me. And then he said, do you see the missile booster? I was like, what? Missile booster? What are you talking about? So I'm gonna go check it out. Thought I was done, but I have to see this, even if it's just a couple pieces of it.
The video then cuts to Jeff explaining what happened next. A man in a truck appeared out of nowhere, shocked to see anyone in the area. He He asked if Jeff had seen a missile booster, an odd question in such an isolated place. Following his directions, Jeff soon found the charred remains of a large metallic structure.
I see it. It's over there. I'm almost there. So random. Oh, look at that. It burned right there, right? I don't even know what this is supposed to look like. Okay, I'm like super red. Just as red as this rocket when it was blasting off. Look where we're at. Little canyon. Well, this is really cool. I'm glad we made the slow, steady leisure walk up here. It was worth it. Oh, look what I just found. Oh, thiacol. That's who makes the rockets. Well, we found one of your top secret rockets. Oh my gosh, that stuff's in there.
So how did a Pershing II missile booster end up in this remote canyon? The Pershing II was a Cold War era nuclear-capable missile designed for fast, precise strikes. From 1979 to 1991, test launches were conducted nearby at a secret site. After launch, the booster would fall back to Earth and was usually recovered. But for some reason, this one was never picked up. It's been here ever since.
Well, why would they leave it here? Can you imagine that sound that would have made? Just this huge crash. I wonder if anybody saw it fall down. That was really cool though.
Fragments marked Thiocol, the company that once built the Pershing II missile during the Cold War. Later viewers speculated that the earlier explosion might have been linked to forgotten military testing. Others shared chilling desert tales of strangers who appear suddenly and disappear without a trace. One comment read, "In the desert, someone's always watching." Jeff never saw the man again. Whether he was a traveler, a former worker, or something else entirely remains unknown. But one thing felt certain. The discovery wasn't random. As one viewer wrote, "He didn't just find it, he was meant to." That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.